podcast where we will be embarking on a transformative journey to discovering and unlocking the secrets of a purpose-filled life. I'm your host, Athena Renee, and I'm so grateful to embark on this incredible journey with you. Today, we're going to be talking about the two S's of success that people don't want you to know about. Listen, grab pen and paper because this is going to be very exciting, and this is going to be something that is going to clear up a lot of information about goal achievement, going to the next level in life on every single level. Okay, so grab pen and paper. While you're doing so, I want to send a warm welcome out to all of my first time listeners, and I want to send a warm welcome out to my day one subbies. Hey, what's up, gang? Listen, hang around with me because at the end I'm going to be giving you access to a free set of valued items that is worth over $300, and I know for a fact it'll help you out a lot if you are trying to start a business, revamp your brand, even if it's a nonprofit, in which I'm very passionate about. Now, I have been in the self-development and freelance small business space for over 20 years now. I have helped multiple people level up their career through resume services and interview prepping. I have also helped many people bring structure to their nonprofits and grow that as well through social media and content creation. And last but not least, I have had multiple celebrity clients, from the Housewives franchise to some of the top interior designer as well as home builders in America. Okay, so I am here to share with you my 20-year journey and some of the things that I wish I knew along the way, but I'm also going to be talking to you about some of the things that I did know and how I had my own stumbling blocks that slowed down my success. So I'm going to be sharing that with you so that you can expedite your process, right? So no matter what you want to do, I am so passionate about helping people that at least are already somewhat just, you're somewhat of a go-getter. A lot of times that will be the middle class, blue collar community, because that's the community that I came up in. And I seen so many hardworking people that were passionate about their job. I love meeting people that, even if you are a janitor of the airport, I love meeting people that have a good attitude and they're proud about the work they do every day. Even though they know it's more to life, right? Sometimes they want more, but some people are happy where they're at. And that is true freedom, and that is actually true success. But today, I decided that, let me back up. After facing and experiencing and observing a lot of good people lost their jobs through layoffs and through sales cuts and changes in the economy and all types of things. After experiencing it on my own, as well as seeing it a lot in the community, I decided that I wanted to be an entrepreneur, and I saved up $50,000 and I did it on my own, and I went out to become an entrepreneur. And I can honestly say 20 years later, I am so grateful to still be in the game. I know I'm called to do this. I'm passionate about doing it because I can truly tell you that I was not able to scale my business to 6 figures until 2020. Okay, so if you calculate that up, that means I spent the other part learning and going through ups and downs of life. So this is not a get rich quick. Okay, this is more like a get rich or die trying type of show. All right. So, but listen, I got there, and here's how life is so incredible when you have the right perspective. I scaled my business to 6 figures when COVID-19 jumped off. Man, that's so deep and incredible. But that also lets you know, if you're looking for opportunity, if you want it, it's out there to get. And that's what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so I hope you got your pen and paper because we're about to jump in. So I was thinking about success. I'm really obsessed with it, man. And here's the deal. I want you to understand that success is a perspective, right? That means it's how you look at it. It's how you measure it. Okay, so success has nothing to do with anybody else. You don't have to have 8 figures to be successful. Okay, you can actually make $75,000 a year, but success to you might mean I can show up at work when I want to, or I can work from anywhere that I want to work. I can stay at home and be a home mom, right? I can stay at home and be a home father, and start a little woodworking shop in the basement, right? It is the freedom to choose to set up your lifestyle in accordance to where you will be happy. But here's the other part to it, because everything is not about money anyway, it's the time. But here's the one secret here's the main thing, and the reason why I really even talk about discovering your destiny and purpose. That is going to be life fulfillment. Oh, y'all, life fulfillment feels so good. This is why you see so many people that they got all the money, they married, they got a perfect perfect life, but they depressed. They have bad attitudes. They mad, right? They out here tripping out. They don't have life fulfillment. But you also see it on the other level too. You have some people, they're at their jobs, and every day you don't know what to think, right? Some of you, this might be even some of you, but let me tell you how you solve that. You get life fulfillment. Why? You know why you get life fulfillment? Because that means you have tapped into a deeper calling, a higher calling within yourself, your true authentic self. And no matter what goes on in the outside, right? No matter what's going on in the world, no matter what they put on the news, no matter how many times you hear the same message, you have a certain type of joy and life fulfillment, because you're doing work that matters. You're changing the world, whether it be through a book or a podcast, whether it be through the mission that you have. You're donating water, right? It is a higher calling than what's going on in the world. Now, here's the deal. Obviously, we're all human, right? So life happens. This is why I'm telling you that you see how long my career was, how long it took me. Okay. So with that being said, today we're talking about the 2 S's of success that I did not get it. I did not see it. And I'm so surprised, because I have studied successful people since I can remember. Since high school, I've been studying successful people, right? It was always like, whoa, how did they do that? And I really, to be honest with you, I've always been attracted to the people that were born in the 1800s, the 1700s and stuff like that. Especially people that had stuff that was stacked up against them, right? It don't even matter who it could have been, multiple people. But I'm just going to tell you one of my personal favorites, which is Harriet Tubman, right? And not just because she was black or a woman or anything like that. Do you understand that this woman did something all accordance to her belief, all accordance to she felt that she had a higher calling? And here's how you know how finding your purpose, living a purpose-filled life, and discovering your destiny, this is how you know it is so important, it's vital, and it is really key to all the success, profits, money, everything. That woman didn't even know how to read. So she didn't know how to read a map. Hell, some of us today in 2023, we don't know how to read a map like that, right? But because of purpose, this lady was able to navigate from Maryland, I believe, because she was a slave. And I know at the time, Maryland, even though that's going towards the East Coast, Maryland had slaves, right? But long story short, so she went from Maryland to Philadelphia and in parts of Canada. She didn't know how to read a map. Guys, that was purpose driving her. Oh my gosh. And listen, the thing about purpose is it's also an energy. So when you true to who you are and you're like trying to discover your purpose, things fall into place. That's where the law of attraction and all of those things start to come into place. But it starts with your purpose. You knowing, I'm called for something higher, and you start to discover it, or you just go looking for it. I know it's something more than this, right? Okay. So going past all of that, right? We always hear the part about setting goals. And listen, goals are important. You know what? Here's the deal. There are some people that don't even write goals and they are successful, right? But I can guarantee you they have an idea of what they want and where they're going. And here's the thing. In my opinion, in my humble opinion, when you write the goal down, it's also like your own map. You know why? Because we write it down. These are ideas of what we want. Okay. This is the endings result that we want. All right. And we write it down. And then here's the deal. When you really truly want something, you're going to make an effort to do it. So when you start investing your time, which you can never get back, that's why it's so important, and your money, you want to write down the things that you're doing, and you can check it off the list to say if it works or if it don't work. Why? Because you can save so much time writing down the things that work and don't work, and those things that don't work, you don't ever do them again. Okay. Sometimes we're so hopeful and we think that, maybe if I try, not saying to try to give up right away, but there are certain things in life or people that you shouldn't even be hanging around. You feel the energy. You have an intuition. We're going to even talk more about just developing that as well. But you understand what I'm saying. You can pretty much write out a roadmap of the things you have tried and the things that work for you and the things that not so much, right? But here now, after you do all of that, here's the thing that you really need to understand. You ready for the number one? I wanted to prep you for that because this one right here gonna really shock some of you. And if you were brought up to be humble and all of these other things, you're gonna be like, oh my goodness. Okay. Number one is you have to be able to be selfish. Yeah, I know. It's a hard pill to swallow. Listen, most of you on here, you really want to be successful. I don't care if you want 8 figures, because me personally, I feel like the bigger the dream, the better. You only get one life. Why not dream big? Hell, sheesh. You know what I'm saying? If you're on this show, there's a good chance that you have already lived small. You're like, I need something better than this. But here's the bigger part about you. It's not just about you. You truly want to help people. You want to help the world. So we have been I don't want to say brainwashed, but we have been trained to think that, we got to share and do this sharing. Think about America. America been sharing so much. It is so crazy. And don't get me wrong. Sometimes we've been sharing too much. See how we're trying to share our views all across the world? This is how you got to be selfish. Think about how we let all these different people in. We got all these different cultures and crazy stuff going on. You know why? America been sharing all of this time. The countries that have not been hardly given anything, they're successful. Listen though, we don't even have to talk about countries and what's going on. Think about the people in the world. They have all been selfish to the point where they can give back. So let me tell you how it really goes, okay? First of all, you got to be selfish with your goals. This is the first part, guys. You got to be selfish with your goals. What do I mean by that? You got to be selfish with your goals, meaning you don't tell anybody. You only tell strategic people if you have to tell someone. You got to be selfish with it, right? Then when you start doing it, well, here's the deal. Some of you might say, well, why? Did you know that the hardest part of changing something is actually, or the hardest part of achieving a goal is actually getting started? So let's say, for instance, if you told someone, the first thing they want to tell you is, oh man, that's stupid. They laugh, hee hee hee. Or, oh man, you know what, man, right now ain't the time to do that. You say you want to buy a house in 90 days. Oh man, the economy, man, you see everything that's going on. See what I'm saying? Now they've already killed your seed. Now they got you doubting. right? Or you may have a situation where, and guess what? Here's the thing too. I don't want you to feel like they're automatically your enemy or anything like that, because sometimes some people have just been trained. That's their mindset. And we're going to talk more about that as well. How poverty is just a complete mindset. Okay. But the thing is, now what I was saying about them is they may not necessarily mean any harm by it. But the thing is, that's their mindset, as I was saying, right? So now they're giving putting that energy of doubt into you, right? Because at the end of the day, guys, everything is risky. If you don't do anything, it's risky. Think about that. Think about it. Like people say, man, starting a business is risky. Buying a house is risky. Yeah, but staying a renter your whole life is risky too. Because you don't know what that owner might go through. And he may pull the plug on you. See what I'm saying? This is why even if you say, I'm just going to stay at my job for 20 years. Remember how a lot of people start again laying off. There's no such thing as security. So there has to be something in you that will be your own security. And this is what I'm talking about, why you can't share your stuff. You got to be selfish with your vision, with your goals, right? Only certain people, if they on that same frequency, if they like, man, I see so much opportunity out here right now, man, forget that, right? I'm about to do this. Then you can share your ideas with those kind of people, right? And here's the other little key. Don't ever tell anybody everything, right? You just test the water a little bit to see where they mind at. See, even in the Bible with David, he messed up. With Joseph, he messed up. When he told his brothers, he just being innocent. You know how kids, how we are young. Sometimes even we're just innocently thinking people are for us, and we just start telling, hey, you know what? I had a dream, right? People will get mad at you because you had a dream. People will get mad at you because you had an idea. So you never know the type of people you got in your midst. So this is why you gotta just be hush hush about it, and don't never tell people everything. Give them a little drop, give them a little, like I say, a little sampler kit is what I say. Give them a little sampler and see. Look at their facial expression, look at their body movement. And I'm gonna tell you something, when you really in tune with what you want to do, energy don't lie. This is why I just stopped hanging out with certain people. I didn't even say anything, and I have been a people pleaser my whole life. So I'm very passionate about my folks getting happy. But guess what, guys? When I learned these things that I'm talking about today, I started setting boundaries. Yeah, that's a part of being selfish too. It's a part of setting boundaries. See, because when people don't treat you right, and I'm not saying they're kissing your ass, because I've never kissed anybody's ass. I've people pleased. But once I saw that, I had a little time limit set. Once I saw that I wasn't valued, I was out of there, right? Or I just fell all the way back. Okay, so you have to be selfish about your goals when that energy not matching up. See what they about, right? Even your methods, how even you decide to do it. Maybe you decide to say, you know what, I'm gonna go ahead and invest $2,000 in taking me a new course online, right? I want to change careers. You might say this AI thing is going wild out here. I'm about to switch careers. You might be 55, you might be 45, you might be 42, you might be 18. Right? You tell that to the wrong people. Oh man, they're stupid here, So no, don't even worry about telling certain people no. Because at the end of the day, it's all about you. That's the first part to be selfish about. Then you got to be selfish about them. What do I mean being selfish about them? This is what I'm talking about again, when you ain't telling people nothing about what you're doing at all. Okay, you moving different. Let's see here. Here's the deal. Okay, here's another piece to it. Goal achievement is about results. You see the plan, the process, the time that you need to invest, right? So if you want to get ahead, okay, first of all, guys, you want to start doing your best in what you're doing, whatever it is that you're doing at that time. So you want to set it up. Here's the deal though. Sometimes, have you noticed how you work better at different times? Like, I know a lot of people say, I'm not a morning person. And don't get me wrong, when we talk about the second S, you don't really care what time it is. You want to get to it. But at the end of the day, we all wired different. So some of you might say, I work better in the morning. Somebody else say, I work better at night. Here's the thing. Try to set it up to where you can get your best work out at that time. Now, even if you have a job, check this out. If you got a job, you can either go to work during that time when you work your best and then get off and do something on your creative, on your business or on your work, right? Or you can go to work at a time you don't like, and when you get off, when you know you're about to turn up in your creativity hour, you can then do your stuff, your life work, your calling. Okay? So with that being said, this is why we're talking about being selfish about your goals, because now you know you want to still try to have some type of social life and be friends and do the things that you've been doing. But guess what? You have to make sure that your priorities are number one over everybody else. Okay? So with that being said, if the things that they have going on, if it don't line up with your life work, if it don't line up with the scheduling that you have available for that, guess what? You gotta go. You can't do it. And I'm gonna tell you why. Don't get me wrong. If you wanna go ahead and break it sometimes, once a month you might go out your way and hey, listen guys, I just told you I was a people pleaser. Not to just family or not to just friends, but family, all of them folks, right? Customers, it's just been me from the heart, right? But what I realize is, and customers, we'll talk about that. That's a different thing. But with friends and family, what I realize is you will look up and find out you the only one giving. So if you the only one giving, wow, how everybody taking? And guess what? Because no matter what you're giving, everybody gives out. Here's another thing. You'll look up and find out that you've been doing all this supporting, all this giving, and guess what? Your bank account getting low, your energy, you drained, you tired. Guess what? And they got everything. Here's the other idea, and they not giving you nothing. They won't even send you a Christmas card. They won't even bake you a box cake. See what I'm saying? And we won't mention the other things that come along with it. Let's just say, for instance, if you told them your vision and they was a little hater, they was a little doubter. So do you see how this goes? Like, this is why you have to be selfish about it and say, you know what? At the end of the day, we all have an expiration date, right? We only responsible for me and the things that are important to me, whether that be your family, your parents, whatever it is that you got going on. But all of those other things, but even with them, sometimes you have to understand nobody's coming to save me. So if that's the case, I got to save myself. So this is why you have to set things up to make sure you are your first priority, because you are the only person that's going to truly value you. And guess what? You might say, I'm doing everything for my family, but at the end of the day, if you not good, how they going to be good? Okay, let's go to number two. Number two, y'all, is this. Whoa, this is the hard one right here, y'all. Number two, you gotta learn. You gotta be able to tap into your savage. Ooh, yes. You gotta be able to tap into that beast mode, right? That savage. I like to say savage, but it's beast mode too, right? Why? First of all, let me say this. I know it is very important to be modest and humble, okay? I came up in a holy movement church, Pentecostal. If you don't know what that is, those are the folks that still to this day, for people that say all of these people out here half naked, let me just tell you, I come from a religious background, and there's some good people. Listen, we all humans, and we gonna get more into all of these things, okay? But when I'm talking about being modest and being humble, them folks don't wear no makeup. They looking down on you. Talking about going 50K above, right? No makeup, no jewelry, hair probably in a daggone bonnet, hairnet or something, looking dry, right? Hey, there's nothing wrong with it, but you know what is? There's nothing wrong with being modest, but the problem is, how you so modest that you can't help nobody else? Now you below being modest. That don't make sense. Humble don't have nothing to do with not being able to help somebody else. And at the end of the day, I'm a Christian. And at the end of the day, we call to help other people. How you helping somebody and you broke? So, with that being said, you got to be able to tap into your savage mode. Ooh, what is savage mode? Listen, savage mode is like, you understand that we living in a highly competitive world, and I'm just talking about the way it's set up. And for you to climb to the top of your game, you got to be able to embrace who you are, your style, your creativity, right? And savage mode means you don't care who don't like it. You don't care who's not on board. Savage mode means you know how to move in a room with snakes. Man, hey, let me tell you, we're going to get into that more. I didn't tell you guys at the beginning, I'm also an author, and the latest book that I've dropped is called The 28 Laws of the Underdog, How to Tap into Beast Mode and Lead from Any Seat. Man, listen, y'all, it's for the underdog, because I'm here about the underdog and the underprivileged. And that book right there, y'all, because I told you I had celebrity clients. I had multiple celebrity clients. And I learned so much. But one of the things is, you got to be able to move in a room with snakes. You got to be able to tap into your beast mode. Listen, success is not for the weak. Success is not for the weak. If you the weak, you might as well get out now and go find a job and just stay at the job and keep your head down and hope that things won't, nobody ain't gonna say nothing to you. But trust and believe me, you can be a janitor and wear the same outfit every day like Steve Jobs did. Guess what? Somebody gonna come for you. So you might as well go ahead and rise up, okay? But listen to me. You gotta be able to beat savage mode. Look at the news nowadays. Look at how these people just breaking into people's car, smashing and grabbing. Now, this is what I'm telling you about savage mode. When you think about how many years you went to a job, 40 hours a week, you got to be able to say, forget these punk dogs. We going to call the police later, but guess what? I'm going to do what I need to do to protect what I have worked for now. Okay, this is what I'm saying to you about savage mode. You got to be the same way about your career, about your goals. Okay, why? Because you need the confidence. You got to own your own confidence and ambition. It's always going to be something to make you doubt what you're doing and step on your confidence and make you feel like, oh, maybe I can't do it. Because here's the deal. When you say you want more, and guys, it could just be saying that you want to make $10,000 more at your job. Okay, so understand you need to be able to tap into savage mode even if you was at a job and you was just picking and packing or on a forklift. You might say, you know what? I'm about to go to the next level of driving forklift. I'm going to do the best I've ever done since I've been here. And I'm going to get that top raise, right? It could be something on that level. This is what I'm saying to you. You must understand you're going to have all kind of challenges that's going to come. And you got to be able to say, you know what, F it. I got to go ahead and work through it, right? Because it's going to allow you to stretch beyond your comfort zone and you build courage. Yes, because you need courage. You're going to have some courage. You're going to listen. It's always somebody that's going to tell you what you cannot do and who you cannot be. Just don't let it be you. Because at the end of the day, it ain't what they believe. This is what's so cool about it, y'all. It ain't what other people believe. It's what you believe. Let me tell you something. When you can tap into the savage mode, here's another one, y'all. It's so funny. Okay, remember I was saying we're in a competitive world now? Check this out, y'all. This is how deep discovering your destiny and purpose and all these things are. We're in a competitive world. You look online, people have the illusion that they really doing it big. They'll have 200K likes on something, right? Some people, they have 100, 200 likes, right? But guys, likes don't equal life peace. It don't equal peace in real life. Because you could post something up, you may have 3 likes. On certain pages, you may have 3 likes. And guess what? You live in a life of your dreams. So when I tell you, you got to have the courage, because people are going off of illusion now. We got people thinking just because they look like something, they are something. Guys, a lot of things is all an illusion. So you got to have the courage. And here's another thing. A lot of times when I was talking about starting your goals, you got to be selfish, and you're not going to be sharing with them with anybody. So in extreme case, you may not tell anybody. You might tell no one. And to be honest with you, I've heard many people always say, don't tell nobody, period. But see, sometimes you can bounce ideas off of different people, right? But that's why I said give them a little sample, because you don't want to mess up the wave energy. You know what I'm saying? You could even reword it. Hey girl, my friend was thinking about, da 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 da, and then just see they whole, that'll tell you the truth about people. Anyway, but as I was saying, check this out. Here's the courage though. At the end of the day, it might only be you. You may not be able to tell nobody, right? So you have to have the courage to walk alone until the right people come along. Okay, you hear me? You gotta have the courage, man. You gotta have the courage. And the thing about it is, guys, don't be afraid. Again, having courage. Don't be afraid to invest in programs, or go to seminars, even if it's about being in a group of like-minded individuals. Oh yes, y'all, you gotta have courage. This is why you can't tell everybody your goals. Don't get me wrong, I know it's a lot of crazy stuff going on out in the world, right? So some of you might say, I'm scared to travel, by myself and all. Listen, take precautions. Just let your people know, hey, I'm going to a seminar, blah blah blah. Let them know where you at. That's what it starts with. Here's another secret that I do. Now, I don't normally tell all of my secrets, but if you on my podcast, listen, I'm gonna give it to you. Let me tell you guys something. When I go to different events out of town, if I'm staying in a hotel, let me tell you where the first place I go if I am getting a Uber or a rental car. It don't even matter which one. If I'm going to meet new people like I'm telling you guys that I'm doing, and I'm in a hotel, I go right to the Home Depot. Why? Because you can go buy you a nice knife. You can go to Walmart and get a nice little wildlife knife, pepper spray, mace, okay? And here's the other one, guys. At the good old Home Depot, you can get a little hatchet. Yeah, you can get an axe. That's for the dream killers. Okay, understand we come in peace, but in my book, I talk about being ready for war, because you're going to have people that's going to hate you for wanting to discover your destiny and live the life of your purpose. And your mission might just be to donate 3 pallets of water to a country that don't even have clean water, and you'll have some dirtbag that'll try to take you out. No, it's all out war. Okay, because when you really talk about discovering your destiny in a life of mission, or a mission and purpose-filled life, to be honest with you guys, it's really something that you would die for. It's a calling, it's a mission that you'll die for. And when I'm talking about even going to the next level in your career, that might just be because you want to send your kids to college. You don't want them, you came up in the projects, you don't want them to have that. Right? You might represent your little projects, but when you think about all the crap you went through, you don't want them to have that. So this job promotion could mean a change for you. So you're not going to let no little dirtbags that don't want none out of life, don't even want to try. You're not going to let them cockroaches take what you got. Right? So with that being said, you have to practice peace, but be prepared for war. So when you're going out to these different seminars, guys, don't be scared. Be vigilant. Look around, check your surroundings. No, nothing is not perfect. But one thing that I do know is I truly feel like I'm a Christian. I just feel like God, the creator of all these beautiful things in life, I feel like when you get about his business, he be about yours. And no weapon formed against you shall prosper. You got to tell yourself these things and believe these things. I'm telling you, and be diligent. Right? Because we some soldiers, we some warriors out here. We on a good mission, but you must understand the forces of darkness don't want you to do this stuff we talking about on here. So this is why you got to be able to tap into your savage mode. Okay? Now listen, I'm just so grateful that you stayed with me today. Listen, check out, I told you about that free download that I have for you. Go ahead and look in the description box or in the about area and check that out. You just simply sign up for that. And don't forget, listen, help us build help us build and empower a community. If you like the content that you receive here today, like it, share it, okay? Leave me some comments, right? My thing is personal development, going to the next level, especially as Americans, but I truly believe in the world. I'm a global woman. I love it. But guess what? God brought me to America, and I'm here to make positive change, right? And together we can create a ripple effect of positive change, right? We're not online complaining about nothing. We might make moves. We gonna make changes. So listen, stay ahead of the game by turning on your post notifications so that you can be the first to access exclusive content, live sessions, and surprise giveaways. Okay, so don't forget to subscribe to the channel, and I will see you soon. Take care. Bye.